So I'm in the hole from my last incident. And basically, when you're in the hole, you're stuck in the cell all day long. You don't have none of your property. You don't have nothing in there. All you have is your bunk. That's it. They let you out for a 15-minute shower. And after that's done, you walk around maybe 5 minutes. And that's it. Go back in your cell. And when you're on lockup, you got to stay handcuffed at all times when you're out of that cell. So there's a guy named Mike Poole that's in lockup. He's not really on lockup. He's what you call a check-in artist. He's got a mouth on him. He goes around every pod getting into it with everybody. He ends up being put on the door. And like every pod he goes to, he just be having problems everywhere he goes. It got to the point where they didn't know where to put him at because he had enemies in every pod. So they just stuck him in the hole. Mike Poole, he can get on the phone. He's got commissary. He's got everything we don't have. And he's got a mountain of books, literature. So there's a couple homies in lockup also. We all talking through the door. You know, we cooling with Mike Poole. He's sending us books over because at this time we ain't got nothing. Mike gets into it with another homie. They arguing out the cell doors. Mike's mad because he let the homie borrow a book. And I guess he didn't like the way he got it back in the condition. He tried to say pages were ripped out and all kinds of stuff. Now they going back and forth. And everybody else, we just bidding. We listening to it. It's like TV to us. But then Mike comes out his mouth, and instead of attacking the dude, he starts attacking the organization he's a part of. And that's what I'm a part of. You know what I'm saying? So it got to the point where all the lokes that was in lockup, they basically told Mike when they see him, when they get to him, it's on sight. He's done. He's going to get beat up. Mike don't care because he's not coming from behind them doors. Mike, he's an old head, and he's not new to prison or jail. He knows how to play the system where he will never see another inmate be around him. The inmate started calling him Untouchable Mike because he stayed behind them doors. It's like soon as the slot opens for breakfast, Mike's there running his mouth. This goes on the whole time I'm in the hole. When my time's up, you know, I'm ready to go to the new pod. I'm happy. I get the old commissary and all that, so I'm excited. CO comes and gets me. CO's taking me to a new pod, and he takes me to F pod. Now, F pod, that's a quarantine pod, but they turned it into like half quarantine and half is a regular pod. But this is like, there's a lot of old people and weird people over there. You got some men who live their lives as women, and you know, they got a lot of weird people over there. I told the CO, I say, CO, I'm not going in there. Take me to another pod. No, at the time, I felt like other people would judge me for being in there. And I didn't want to have no blemishes on my reputation at all. I'm sitting there arguing with the CO. CO was like, look, man, either you going in here or you going back to lockup. At this point, I got it made up in my mind. I'm not going in there. I'm just going to keep going until they give in and take me to a new pod. Maybe he'll go get like his supervisor or something. It didn't happen, though. They took my ass right back to lockup. And as soon as I went in there, Mike Poole was running his mouth laughing. So Mike Poole, he yells down to me. He's like, hey, Crime, you want to know why you back here? The whole time he's laughing. So his crazy ass proceeds to tell me he got a couple of slips. Oh, me and a couple other homies made it seem like we wrote the slips and had asked to put people on our enemy list. Basically, he's trying to make it to where we're stuck back here like him, where we won't have nowhere to go and we'll have to sit back here and lock up. And the thing about the enemy list thing, once you get a name on your enemy list, you don't really ever get them taken off. But see, Mike Poole didn't know anybody from F-Pod, so we could still go there. He didn't know that, though. So me and the other homies, we talking out the door, and we come to the agreement that we just going to go to F-Pod because we all want to get on the phone and stuff. When we know we just going to go over there together. It's me, the homie Juice, and a homie named Red Dot. They both some hot-headed homies. Like, they crash out real fast. So I think they gave me like 15 days for refusing housing. But me and Juice, we came off about the same time. I came off lockup, and then he came off the day after. So I went to F-Pod. You know, I go up to my cell. You know, as soon as I go in my cell, I clean. When I go in any cell, I make sure I wipe the walls down, the floors, because you never know who was in there last. I've seen inmates play with their feces and spread them all over the walls everything. And then they'll move somebody else in that cell. This happened in quarantine, by the way. They'll move somebody right in that cell. Won't even clean the cell or anything. Yeah, that was a black older dude. I don't know what his deal was. I think he had killed his wife or did something. But he had wiped his feces all over the walls. And then when he had got off of quarantine, they moved a little young dude in there. Young dude didn't even want to clean it up at first. But I was like, look, man, you going to have to clean that up or you going to sit there with it. But yeah, that's why I make sure I wipe everything down. So next day, Juice comes to the pod. I go ahead and get him moved up there to my cell. Now, there's a lot of weird people in this pod, but there is some normal people here, too. I mean, you got 2 other Bloods here. You got a couple of DMI, but majority, there's a lot of old people and just weird people, you know what I mean? So we done claimed a phone for Crip off the bat. When you in jail, the phones are ran by gangs. There might be a civilian phone if there's one left. And you already know I'm on the phone heavy. Because I'm trying to escape this. That's my only escape. Because I know I'm looking at some prison time. I'm not getting out of here anytime soon. The people who get locked up, they go to quarantine. And they come in every day. Because there's people get locked up every day. So you got new inmates constantly coming in. That's one benefit of being over here that I didn't see at the time. You got new inmates coming in. They might be holding. They might have some stuff. And that's a way for me and Cuz to make some money because we'll end up buying it from them and just sitting on it, selling it at a higher price than what we got it for. One day, they bring in some new quarantines. And I recognize one of the people they bring in. Somebody I used to go to school with. We call him Green Eyes. As they bring Green Eyes in, I go to his cell door. And, we start chopping it up. He tells me, girl that we both went to school with, he ended up hooking up with. And they had a relationship. They had a falling out. He's in here basically for some domestic violence. When you're on quarantine, it's basically like lockup. You can't leave the cell at all. When I'm out for rec, I'll go to his door and talk to him through the door. For 10 days, he can't come out that cell, only to take a shower and go right back in there. So whenever I get rec, I go down there and I start talking to him. He asks me to call this girl. He figures we all went to school together. She'll still talk to me. He can't call her though. She don't want nothing to do with him. But basically, he wants me to call her, sweet talk her, and try to get her to, drop the charges against him for her not to show up in court, basically. So he ends up talking me into it. I call her. She picks up the phone. She remembers who I am. We start reminiscing, talking about the days in school and stuff. Then she proceeds to tell me about her and Green Eyes' situation, how he's always jealous and can't keep his hands to himself. But we really start vibing on the phone. So for the next couple of days, we kicking it, talking, and we really, really vibing. At this point, Red Dot, he had come off a lockup, and he's in the pod now. So I got to keep an eye on him and Juice, because they pretty much some bullies. And any situation they get into is going to bring me into it. Because when one goes, we all got to go. That's the rules. It's just how it is. So I'm talking to the girl. She pretty much told me she's not dropping these charges. Green Eyes, he really did a number on her. One of the times I was over there talking to him, he asked me, he's like, did you find out anything? I just came out and told him. I was like, man, she's not dropping the charges. That's dead. The way he reacted, I think he kind of knew that was going to happen anyways. Because he know what he did. Punch the girl up in the head. You think she going to drop these charges? But after that, he still see me talking to her on the phone. That's when things started to go left. Because at this point, he knows I'm not talking for him. I'm talking for me now. It's like every time I go over there, he got an attitude. So I stopped going over there. Because, I could feel the vibes off. I'll be sitting there talking to her on the phone. I look over. I see him standing in the cell door, just staring at me. Mad. If looks could kill, man, I don't feel like I'm in the wrong. You gave me this number. You basically set me up with her. Green Eyes comes off quarantine, and I'm thinking he's going to another pod. But they keep him over here. I don't know if he requested to stay over here or what. I know he's mad, but I'm not worried about him doing anything. He already knows what kind of situation we're in. I don't think he's that stupid to do something. But you never know with these people, man. I mean, look what happened last video of Hamster. So he comes up to me and he's like, yeah, they let me stay over here. Then he proceeds to tell me that the girl that I'm talking to has been writing him, asking to get back together and saying she's going to drop charges and all this. As soon as he told me that, I was a little confused. He made me want to get on the phone and go ask her right now. But as soon as I got done talking to him, I did that. I went over to the phone and I called her. She tells me he's a damn lie and he be playing these games all the time. She proceeds to tell me to be careful because he's really jealous and he's crazy. I tell her, I'm like, man, I don't need no protecting. I'm good. I mean, he ain't gonna beat me up. I'm not no woman. Tell her, I'm gonna call you right back. I'm gonna get on the tablet and take it in my room so I can call you from there. So I get the tablet. I go up to my cell. I tell the CO I want to lock in. I go in the cell. You know, Juicy's still out for rec. I'm in the cell, listening to the music, looking at the movies, all that. I hear tapping on the cell door. I had something blocking the cell window so nobody can look into the cell. You never get any privacy. And you know, when rec's over, Juice is going to be back in here. So I'm not going to be in here alone. I'm going to be having somebody here for the rest of the night. Well, I removed the blocker from the window so I can see who's at the door. It's Green Eyes. Eyes all bugged out. He looking weird. He starts telling me to leave his girl alone. He starts telling me that I'm breaking up his relationship and all this, and I'm trying to steal his girl. At this point, I'm mad as hell. I mean, you're the one that gave me your number. At this point, I tell Green Eyes, get the hell away from my door. You're going to get your dumb ass beat up. He starts saying, you going to beat me up? You going to beat me up? All right, we'll see about that. We see about that. What Green Eyes did next, I couldn't believe. Green Eyes gets all up on my door. I didn't notice what he was doing at first. I look down and I see piss running through the bottom of the door. This man just sat here and pissed under my door. At that point, I already knew Green Eyes was going to get beat up. I already knew it in my mind. I hoped that we didn't get caught doing it. But at that point, there was no turning back from that. As soon as he did that, he turned around, went down the stairs. I'm watching him from my window, my cell door. I watch him walk up to the CO booth. At first, I thought he was going to check in, be honest with you, because he knows what's coming next. He knows. Nah, he didn't, though. He went and locked in his cell. So I go ahead and go get toilet paper. I start cleaning up the piss. I mean, I got to clean up. Ain't nobody gonna come in there cleaning up for me. And I'm not going to have piss just sitting in my room. I go to the cell door. I'm looking for Juice at this point. I'm trying to get him to pop this door open. I don't see Juice or Red Dot out there. I don't know what they doing. I don't know if they didn't shower or what. But Rec's almost over, so I just waited it out. Rec's over. Juice comes back in the cell. I let him know what happened. As soon as I told Juice what happened, he was ready to go. I tell him, though, we need to be smart about this. I'm not trying to go back in the hole, be sitting there with Mike Poole looking stupid. So we decided we're going to try to get him to come somewhere close to under the stairs, out of view of the camera. That's our best shot without going to lockup. Fast forward, it's almost rec time again. Me and Juice, we ready. We got the game plan. We know what we're doing. As soon as them doors popped, I went straight out there in the day room. Went down the stairs, and I kind of lingered right there by the stairs. I could see he ain't came out yet. Green Eyes. So he finally comes out. I see him looking all cautiously, looking both ways. He sees me over there by myself. As soon as he sees me, I call him over. I'm like, yo, let me holler at you. He don't even see Juice farther down from him, just sitting there creeping. You know, he's hesitant at first. He just starts saying how much I'm in the wrong, and he started saying he known me a long time. I shouldn't do him like this, but he don't have the energy he had when he was at my door. He don't have that energy no more. At this point, Red Dot can see what's going on. He starts coming a little closer to where we are. When Green Eyes was about 5 feet from me, CO's got his back turned. At this point, Juice comes up behind him, grabs him by his ankles, throws him off his feet. I run over there, punch him in the back of the head. Red Dot comes over there, kicks the hell out of him, like he's kicking a football. Green Eyes is just getting his ass whooped at this point. It lasts about 10 seconds. We tell Green Eyes he gotta pack it up. He gotta go get on the door. He can't be in the pod anymore. He's all beat up. I kind of feel bad for him because I know he's gone in the head. I mean, love make you crazy, I guess. At the end of the day, when you're in prison, it's about respect. And Green Eyes, he crossed the line you're not supposed to cross in prison. So Green Eyes, he's all knotted up, got a cut on his lip. He goes in his cell, packs all of his stuff, takes it to the Sally Port, and I guess he told the CO he had to leave. He didn't end up telling because none of us went to lockup. Since that day, me and Green Eyes, we do not talk anymore. We are no longer cool. I ended up talking to the girl for a couple more months, but ended up losing her number, and she ended up getting back Green Eyes anyways, after all that anyways. So in the end, it's best just to stay out of people's relationship problems. Don't get yourself involved in anybody's problems in prison or jail. I'm Crime, and I'm out. Until next time.
Speedball, hey, speedball. These hoes tryna slow me down. Speedball.